All right, sound check. Me. No, you're not supposed to match me. Damn it.
Sorry.
All right, let's kick it off. Fuck it.
Oh, God damn it.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of You Haven't Seen That Podcast, or YHST for short. I'm Isaac.
I'm Elba.
And I'm Carlos.
And this is a show where we cover movies on that growing list of films that has people asking us the question, You haven't seen that? Intermission edition.
Shout it with that thing down.
We got 3 movies for you. Return to Silent Hill, Send Help, and Iron Lung. It's another jam-packed episode because it's January and there may or may not be good movies that are out. But anyways, I always get ahead of myself. If you're new here, if you haven't done so already, go ahead and follow us on social media at
YHST Pod
on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. And if you'd like to support us, if you have been listening to us, or based off of this episode, you're like, wow, I want to support these guys.
They're amazing.
Yeah, do that on Venmo at
YHST Pod.
So we thank you in advance for doing so, and we thank you in the past for people who have done that as far as supporting us. And speaking of supporting us,
Before we kick things off, I wanted to take a moment to give a special shout out to a very special listener of ours, all the way from the outbacks of Australia, Brisbane to be more exact.
that's the one accent you get to do.
I hit my quota already. I want to give a special shout out to Arthur Barraza. What? Why does that last name sound familiar?
Yeah.
Well, because this is my beloved cousin. He moved out to Australia years ago, and he confided in me recently, and I had his full permission to share this,
Sick.
that during his workouts, he does listen to the podcast, and he's totally digging everything that we've been producing so far. So,
Nice.
Arthur, thank you so much for listening.
Thank you, man.
And we hope that we could still put out good content for you to just, chill, enjoy, work out, do whatever you want.
So he's not a bot. If I look at like the map and the analytics, like that one little dot over there, is it New Zealand, Australia?
Australia.
Yeah, so that's actually like official. We have someone listening from across the world.
Yes, and
Sweet.
a whole nother continent.
Nice.
Now, Art, you better actually, like and share and follow and comment. You'd be like, that's me.
You're not supposed to threaten them.
Please. I said please.
Awkward pause.
Yeah. All right. Well, so thank you for everyone else as on top of Art who has been supporting us. It's been awesome. Carlos, it's his 3rd week so far, right?
Yeah, third week as co-host.
Oh, yeah.
It's been 3 weeks already?
Yeah.
Damn. And I'm not fired yet.
And we're we're gonna have a really we have a busy production day.
Oh, yeah.
We're doing the whole back episode, so it's a little behind how the sausage is made, as well as like shooting reviews. Because what else are Sundays for but for podcasting, right?
Podcast and chill.
I need that for a shirt.
But enough of that nonsense. Let's go ahead and inform people on what's going on in movies, television, and otherwise other entertainment stuff with our simple little news segment I call YHST News.
Do.
And I kick it off this time. We finally got our first look at the Fab Four. That's the Beatles for all you youngin' who aren't aware. We see Paul Mescal, Barry Keoghan, Joseph Quinn, and Harris Dickinson. Dixon. Alva typed this out. Have finally stepped into their roles for the Sam Mendes 4-part Beatles film. And I'm stoked for it, except not super hyped on Joseph Quinn cast as George Harrison. A little bit of a miss. That's just my opinion.
We have more casting news of the Amazon God of War series that will be kicking off production soon. Mandy Patinkin has been cast as Odin, and Olafur Dari Olafsson will be playing Thor. No, it's not Chris Hemsworth, so sorry, fangirls.
Also, the second name was the one that you didn't stumble on.
I know, so the
So I
irony.
gave you that, man.
Damn it, Elva.
We get our first...
Yup.
Here we go.
We get our first looks at Johnny Depp as Ebenezer Scrooge on the set of Ty West's Ebenezer: A Christmas Carol.
That's crazy. I didn't know it was going to be directed by Ty West. And it looks kind of creepy. But
I like it.
Evidently, Johnny Depp can't act without like heavy makeup. So
Yeah.
Netflix has acquired the exclusive streaming rights to the live-action Legend of Zelda movie. That doesn't mean that it's only going to be streaming on Netflix, but that it'll be available there after the theatrical release is over in May of 2027. I forgot that we still have to wait for that.
Damn. Darren Aronofsky is stepping into the limelight when it comes to AI storytelling and is launching an animated short film series called On This Day, 1776. I actually took the time to check out the trailer. It just kills me that a big filmmaker like him is doing AI. I'm sorry. Like,
I did see clips of that.
It just, even though they are putting like actual voice actors and it's not AI, but I'm not personally a fan of this. But hey, creators are going to experiment.
It's rough.
John Rambo is locked and loaded. The prequel film titled John Rambo will star Noah Centineo. Line.
Centennial?
Centennial in the role originated by Sylvester Stallone in 1982's First Blood.
Netflix has signed a deal to release the live-action Gundam movie. The film will be starring Sydney Sweeney and also Noah Centineo. I think that's how you pronounce his name.
And for any fans of Hard Eyes, which was personally a favorite slasher of mine, such a fun film.
Wasn't bad.
Hard Eyes 2 is happening and the script is now complete, but there's no other developments in terms of a release date, but I can't wait to check out what they have in store.
And last...
oh man,
slow and curious.
The Fast and Furious sequel is confirmed. It's called Fast Forever and it's due to hit theaters March 2028. Is this ever gonna end?
Dear God.
Are these titles ever gonna get worse?
No, but the news will. So I hope we informed you. We have a new little segment because Carlos had an idea, and let's see if we'll shoot it down in the future or keep it. Carlos is calling it
Either or. So I'm simply going to ask you guys a question and just give me quick thoughts on. Now, with Kathleen Kennedy stepping down as president of Lucasfilm, do you guys think it's an over-exaggeration that Dave Filoni and Lin-Wen Brennan, now being co-presidents, will bring about a new era for Star Wars?
You know what? I'll go first. Is it an exaggeration?
Yeah.
I don't think it's an exaggeration. It's not to say that Kathleen Kennedy didn't, during her stay, that she didn't have good stuff. There were good things, like The Mandalorian was really great, but that was also led by Favreau and Dave Filoni. I'm blanking on other stuff, but I wasn't a huge fan of like the trilogy that we had gotten. There's a lot of things to comment about that, but I feel like it was more misses than hits. And with someone like Filoni leading it, and I'm not completely aware of who Lin-Wen Brennan is or what she's done before, but just as far as like Filoni's leading it, if he has like a great team helping consult him and stuff like that, I feel like it will bring a new era to Star Wars, but mainly on sticking with like source material and building on it in a way that feels more cohesive to what that story is supposed to tell. Not every storyline has to be revolving around the Skywalker saga, but I feel like you can really tell some really interesting stories in a way that isn't so fucking infuriating, a la Rey. So, enough said there. But no, I do honestly think that it'll be like a really great era to come. Alva?
Yeah, no, I think it's going to be good. I also feel like since Dave Filoni is going to be doing the creative side of it, we'll get more on that. So he's going to be more focused on that, which is great because that will alleviate a lot of stress for him, not trying to do the financial, as Lin-Wen Brennan's going to be doing all the financial and all the business part of it. So I feel like that partnership is good. I just don't know how well they work together. And I'm pretty sure other studios have done it and have come out with like great things or at least somewhat okay things. So I wouldn't mind it. I don't need Rey.
And we shall not say her last name.
Oh, dear God. Oh, seriously, that is like super rough. I mean, I don't know if that was like her actual choice, of that, but I mean, you got to imagine she's approving some of that. She was approving some of that stuff. So as long as we don't get any of that, then I'm all for it. More hits than misses. I get nothing is ever guaranteed. You got to take some risks. You can't always retell the same story, but let's make that a good miss percentage, a good hit percentage. Do you have any thoughts on it?
I think this is pretty cool.
That's all the time we had. All right, so let's go move on. All right, I'm kidding. No, go ahead.
You played me out, fool.
That's too easy.
No, I'm pretty excited. Yeah, Kathleen Kennedy's era was definitely a mixed bag, and that's putting it mildly. I will say it did give me my all-time favorite Star Wars movie, Rogue One.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
That was
so-
the same director that did.
Godzilla, the creator. Yeah, there were some good stuff, and I don't hate the sequel trilogy as much as some people, so I might get some hate for that.
Boo! I don't have a boo sound effect. I'll add it in later.
But no, I think because my main thing with Star Wars right now is that I'm just not as excited for it, especially the fact that there hasn't been a new movie in years. Yes, we do have 2 movies coming out. Hopefully that'll kind of put Star Wars back as, reigning champion of all franchises. And we're kind of seeing the same kind of work relationship with DC with James Gunn and Peter Safran. And so far they've been putting out good stuff. So I'm hoping, that same luck will carry over, but hey, we'll see how things play out in the coming months.
Also, director's name is Gareth Edwards.
Gareth Edwards. Yeah, he did. Creator was really good. But thank you for that segment. I like it because we get to sort of debate and talk about stuff that isn't just news. So we'll continue it. Keep it. Yay? Nay?
Yay.
Okay, yay.
I'd be biased for it since it was my
He's
segment,
like,
but
nay.
yay.
Yeah. And speaking of poorly adapted stuff, but in bite-sized versions, let's go around the table with our snack-size, spoiler-free reviews. We each got assigned a movie, and I'll start it off.
Okay.
All right, so I'm getting Return to Silent Hill, and spoiler-free review of this is flat out, don't go see it. It's not great. As a video game adaptation, it's infuriating. As a standalone just movie, if you've not played the video games, it's a terrible movie. I guess you would kind of consider it kind of low budget. 23 million was the budget, whatever. The acting's not great. I mean, they do their best for what was written on the page, but if you're a fan of Silent Hill 2, if you've not yet seen Return to Silent Hill, it craps all over the lore. I went back and saw some playthroughs, and they completely bastardize the source material, which I'll break down later on after the pause point. Everything about it was weird. It was poorly lit. It was poorly edited. It was poorly written. The CG didn't hold up. It just was so inconsistent with a number of things that it was laughable. It was infuriating. Did I mention the editing was bad? It's all over the place, and you're trying to sit through it and trying to follow any kind of cohesive storytelling, which isn't there, and nothing really makes sense. And it was a fucking poor watch of a movie. But that's just my opinion. Carlos, your movie.
Well, I'll just say so that's definitely a January movie still.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, that's just what I'll add to your bite-sized quick review. Iron Lung, another video game adaptation, but this is more of an indie game, so it's not as well known. Written, directed, edited, and starring Markiplier, famous YouTuber who mostly does video game playthroughs. I would say that this definitely got more things right than it did get wrong. It had a pretty slow pace, I will admit that. I'm also trying to not to be too biased because I'm a Markiplier fan, but you basically have a convict and a mini sub and an ocean of blood, and trying to figure out like what's happening at the bottom of this mysterious ocean. There's a lot of claustrophobia, there's hallucinations, like a lot of psychological aspects. It's cosmic horror, basically, which we don't get too much of because it's a hard genre to pull off because it's confusing. So I will say that if you are not a fan of this game, you've never played the game or ever heard of it, you might be a bit lost in the beginning versus someone like me that was already familiar with it. So I feel as though that the pacing was a bit slow. It did take a while for things to kick in, but it still kept my attention to the mystery of this mysterious creature that's lurking in this ocean of blood. Acting is pretty solid, considering that this is kind of like a one-man show in a single set setting. They do some creative stuff. I still definitely got that sense of claustrophobia, which, as you guys remember, I'm not a claustrophobic person, but this movie did make me feel that way. But this is I would say, more or less a solid adaptation and not bad for his feature film debut. He's done other 2 projects, which we'll get into in the breakthrough.
For sure.
So he's definitely got more experience compared to, say, Chris Stuckman's Shelby Oaks. So that's why I would say, like, this is, comparing to Silent Hill, this is a more competently made movie. You just have to be a bit patient with this film.
For sure.
And that's my bite-sized take.
Alva?
I got Send Help and I got Sam Raimi on my side.
Lucky.
It was an amazing movie. I'm going to tell you that. You got some blood. You got your hating on your boss. Survivor. And surviving in an island. I feel like that would be me. Also, was it 9 years of him not doing horror? Around 9 years, around there. Came back and kicked that door, and he goes, I'm here.
Nice.
That's the best. I'm not going to give you any more, but that, go see it. Like, that's all I got to say. Just go see it.
Hell yeah. Well, there you go. There's a bite-sized reviews, and that's your pause point. So now you know what to see, what not to see, what to go in with certain expectations. Pause it here. Go watch those movies. Come back and join the conversation where I get angry about fucking Silent Hill. Okay. Are you paused it? Are you back? Hi. Did you watch the movies? Let's get into it. Silent Hill fucking sucked. Holy shit balls, man.
Okay, first of all, I want to say this was not my pick, and I picked Night Patrol, and this is way worse than Night Patrol.
Oh my god.
So,
God.
No redeeming fucking
Yeah.
things about the Return of Silent Hill. At least we can have a good laugh. And actually, since you brought up Night Patrol, Carlos has a little something to tell us about certain cast members of Night Patrol.
Yes. So yesterday, at the time of this recording, I attended CreepyCon, a horror convention out in Ontario, and I did do a meet and greet with one of Night Patrol's actors, Dermot Mulroney.
Sick.
And while I was next in line to talk with him, I had mentioned to him that we had gone to go see Night Patrol the week prior.
And what did he say?
And I say this as I quote, "My God, wasn't that such a mess of a movie?" And I was like, okay, so I could talk to him more openly about how we feel without feeling like a douchebag, like trashing his movie. Yeah, it's that was just a fun moment. And
That's so cool.
Just a little tidbit, he had asked me to send him my bite-sized movie review directly to his Instagram, which, mind you, he did that himself. I didn't send it to him.
That's so cool.
So that's just a little trivia fact.
Yeah, and I got to thank you, by the way, for getting our almanac signed by Tom Wilson. Biff. Just
Biff.
so cool. And you gave it to us in the La Puente Hills parking lot.
By coincidence.
Yeah, which is, for whoever happens to not know, that's the fucking Twin Pines Mall.
And I got the skeet.
The Skeet Ulrich signature and Dimmer Maroney.
yeah.
So thank you, Carlos. We appreciate
Thank you,
you.
Carlos.
That was, I still can't believe. Like, I had you told me you were going to go out and do that and get signatures, and I was like, you're like, oh, Tom Wilson's going to be there. I'm like, oh my God, I scrambled. I go, could you get this signed? And you're like, yeah, okay, all right, no problem. You know, and I understand a lot of these things. There's like long lines and short lines and shit happens. And it wasn't really like, you fucking better get it signed or I'm not letting him through the door. And you came through, you know, so I didn't really have like an expectation. Oh my God, it's there. And you have the photo of him, which I'll post up in our stories later. But wow, what a fucking cool thing. Yeah, that's great. I think that's officially our first celebrity signed thing. Do we have anything celebrity signed in our curio cabinet?
I think so.
What?
I don't know.
No, we don't have anything signed.
No.
And that's our first thing. So
I would have.
you popped our cherry.
Well, there you go. You're welcome.
By Biff. That's super awesome.
I know we totally sidetracked, but I think that's just
Worth it.
more fun than this movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So let's get angry about it for a second. It's the same director from the very first Silent Hill back in, somebody look it up, 2005, 7. I don't know.
Yeah, mid 2000s.
And I'm not giving like the fucking director's name. I'm not gonna give him the goddamn credit. I enjoyed the first movie for what it was. I understand there were some inconsistencies as far as like the lore, and this is one of those franchises where the lore is heavy and the fandom is strong.
2006.
Okay, I was close. So when it comes to this game, I didn't know that like people really loved this game. In fact, I never realized that when I saw any kind of gameplay from a Silent Hill game, it was typically from this game. But I didn't look further into it. I was more of a Resident Evil guy. So I went into this kind of blind. But even from like the trailer, I looked at it and went like, this kind of looks cheesy. You know, there's not a lot of like fanfare about it as far as like promos and stuff. And I saw people cosplaying to go see it. And I thought, oh, does that mean it's a good movie? Whatever. So then I tacked it onto our movies to watch list. I fucking regret it.
You want to know something? I thought this movie was already released, like it maybe like after Silent Hill. So I thought this was like a re-release.
Oh.
I never thought of it as it's a new movie in a way, and I'm just like, okay, so I guess we're re-releasing that movie because that's what we're doing now.
This movie was pretty quiet in its marketing. Like I even kept forgetting that, like, oh, this is coming out till you said, like, oh, you were, because we would see like the cardboard cutout of Pyramid Head.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, we should totally check that out. And I'm like, oh shit, I forgot there's a new Silent Hill film coming out.
So going back to it. So the first one I enjoyed a lot. It's so creepy. It maintains that tone. People loved it. They hated it, but it's sort of split down the middle safely. And then you have Silent Hill 2, which was the immediate sequel from that Silent Hill 1 storyline. The movie wasn't great. It was here and there. If someone could look up the Rotten Tomato score of that one. But boy, I didn't think that the bar could get set any lower. Because then here comes this movie just fucking stomping all heavy, thinking like, I'm gonna redeem it. This is gonna be the video game adaptation of adaptations. I don't know why I'm doing like a Macho Man Randy Savage, but it blew my mind because since 2007, not only have we gotten, you have the RT score for that one?
For Silent Hill?
Part 2. So not only have we gotten a number of video game adaptation movies, but we've also gotten series. So you would think like, oh, the formula has been figured out. We know what to do, what not to do, what to focus on, what to change. And especially if a fandom is very precious about the lore, let alone the storyline. And so for this motherfucker to come up and just be like, cool. Here's what I'm going to do. And just changes everything around, which everything about this movie was just not good. So it's like, not only did he change everything from the source material and shat all over it, which it didn't work for the film. It didn't better the film. It made it completely worse. Then he added shit that didn't need to be added. The look of the film was just utterly terrible. It was like icky looking, too brightly lit. You have the RT?
I do. For Revelation?
Yeah.
Critics, 8%.
Oh.
Audience, 35.
So, enough said. And I'm no sort of hogging this, but I was just so mad about it. And here's why, right? I didn't play the game, like I said, so I don't have that sort of that bias, that attachment. But the movie itself just pissed me off. And I'll let you guys go into it in just a second. So immediately when we came home, I go, I gotta know why people were so fucking excited about this. So I watched a playthrough. And within 5 minutes, 10 minutes of the playthrough, I was enraged because, and I'll go down the list of some of the things that were in the game and not in the movie. As soon as the game started, it starts at the bus stop. There's no fucking flashback. There's no, none of that other stuff. He arrives and he's narrating it and it's somber. They're not supposed to be boyfriend, girlfriend. They're supposed to be fucking married, which it already establishes like how much he loves his wife. He's looking for his wife, Mary. He's supposed to be an older man, not some douchebag in his late 20s. James, right? In the video game is like, real soft features, and he's like a down-to-earth guy, and he's driving like an Oldsmobile or whatever, and has sort of like a kind of a military jacket. Just very humble, so to speak. No, the James in the movie has a leather jacket and a douchey wig haircut, and at a certain point, a fucking absolutely terrible beard.
Oh,
he's driving a Mustang, I think, and he's just like he's hauling ass and whatever. It's just crapping on the characters, and it makes you not connect with them emotionally or on any fucking level. And so a couple of other things that were in the video game and not in the movie. Let's see. The flashbacks, the level of corny flashbacks. In the movie, there's cults. There's this whole cult storyline, not part of the game. Didn't add anything in the movie, and it just made me go, what? And then nobody went back to it to address it. There's a bunch of other side characters. For those who love the video game, they know what I'm talking about. There's like Eddie and the little girl and Maria and Angela. Those were not like fleshed out and paid attention to the way that they had their importance in the video game. And not to mention that they spoon fed us so many of the explanations where we'll get to it later, but like there's a certain twist and reveal in the very end that was so spoon fed to us that I'm like, yeah, I got it when you first kind of revealed it, dudes. You don't literally have to go, here's a flashback explaining it, And lastly, his motivation for why he did what he did to a certain person to the very, very end, that motive is completely changed in the movie. And in the video game, it's actually darker and it makes more sense. A completely terrible movie. I digress. What did you guys think about the movie?
I like the wig. I named it Gary. Gary the wig.
Jinx.
Oh, Yosoda. No, but also, is he looking for Mary or Laura? Like, I need to know who he's looking for, because every time in the movie, there's like, no, it's Mary. Are you Laura? No, I'm Mary.
Mary.
I'm like, what are you looking for? Also, I'm kind of mad at myself that this is the movie that I should have taken a nap in, and I didn't, because it would have been a great movie. I don't think I would have lost anything of what was going on, but I did like the walkthrough that Isaac and I saw when we got home. That was more fun than this movie.
They had more tone too.
Yeah.
The movie itself didn't do anything to try to maintain a tone. It was just like, we're going all over the place. But Carlos, what did you feel or think? You didn't play the games, did you?
So, as you guys know, I'm a survival horror fan. Resident Evil is my jam. So you would think like, oh, I would probably play Silent Hill because it is survival horror. No. So I never played it growing up. I'm not too familiar with the lore. I just know the general basics. I did watch the first movie in theaters, which was obviously light years better. And at least that kind of explained the lore a lot more, because in this film, they don't really explain anything too well. Like, why does the town turn into like that dark, rustic, like hell dimension where you get all like the creatures coming out? They never explain it. In the first movie, they do. And then Elva, like you pointing out, like, okay, who's Laura and who's Mary? Well, I was thinking like, is this like in the first movie where that little girl's like split into two entities, like the evil one and then like the good one? I'm like, is it supposed to do that? Because they didn't explain shit. Like, who's Laura supposed to represent? Like her more rebellious side? Because that's the vibe I was getting.
So the answer is basically yes.
Okay.
But in the game, they weren't supposed to look like Mary.
Identical. Like they weren't.
Complete identical. Played by the same actress. So that wasn't supposed to happen at all. So that like makes it really confusing as a viewer. Because you're thinking, well, is it supposed to be the same actress?
Right. Well, again, the film doesn't explain it at all. Like, the game, sure, like I would definitely buy it, but again, they don't explain anything. And mentioning like the hair, of course, the beard, I think was a better actor than our lead.
I think it was the wig and the beard.
It just took me out of it. Like when we see that flashback of, like that twist, all I kept staring at with his beard, like, it doesn't look right. It doesn't look like natural. Like they just like hastily put it on his face.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, I'm sorry, but this beard is taking me out of this moment that's supposed to be like hitting you hard. It didn't.
The writing of it was so sloppy. Like there's a scene in the very beginning where he's at the bar and there's a choice to like have him get thrown out, but it just like doesn't make any sense. Where it didn't lend to the story. Like it didn't need to happen. The whole scene didn't need to happen, but even just the series of events, it just didn't do anything for the character, and it like wasted a lot of time. And it made me just sit there going like, I can tell that they didn't know what they wanted to do here. Like there was a conflict of creative differences.
Yeah, like for me, like two things with this movie. One, in the end, this movie was just like boring as fuck for me. Like I was actually kind of struggling to stay awake through certain parts of the movie, which rarely happens for me. Like I really give it all my attention, even if the movie doesn't have the best writing. But this, I was struggling to stay awake because I'm like, nothing's happening. It just wasn't grabbing my attention. But the other thing too is like, I felt like even though this movie being made in the 2020s now, I felt like they were trying to make this movie feel like it was made in the early 2000s with the way the character acted, like very angsty drunk. And he's like, like how you were saying, the leather jacket, like, he's depressed. He's an alcoholic. I just felt like they were trying to make this movie feel like an early 2000s movie.
It's just that they hit us over the head with it. Like you could be subtle, like in the video game. It was very subtle, and his sort of degradation of mental health is revealed sort of over time. But man, God, I don't have words sometimes.
I think it was we looked up who the actor was, Jeremy Irvine, and I think we were more mad that he had great hair.
He did.
Like his own natural hair is like voluminous, and I'm like, you had to use a wig. You kept that away from me.
Terrible.
Not only that, but I did more research. He can grow a beard.
So they could have just gone with his natural hair.
And they could be like, can you grow facial hair? Yeah, I can. All right, cool. Instead of like putting a beard and a nasty wig on him. I've seen more middle-aged men in crisis with better toupees than this movie.
Okay, so do you guys want to know, before we move on to send help and something happier and lift the moods, you want to know what the motive was? For big spoiler alert,
What was the motive?
why he kills his wife. Okay, so the whole thing of the movie is it's revealed at the very end that all of the creatures are born of his mind because of his guilt. Now, the lore of Silent Hill is it isn't his imagination, but the land does have some sort of magical properties to it that help manifest your, for lack of better phrasing, insecurities, right? And in this case, it's the guilt for him killing his wife. In the video game, the reason why he kills his wife is that he's angry at her for being sick. It's a darker twist that adds to the character's character so much more than just being like, I love you so much and happy ending and I'm just going to put you out of your misery. This is so much darker, and it gives a reason why these creatures are born of his brain.
It's some bullshit. You telling me we could have had a better movie if they used that?
Just simply that.
You know, if they would have changed that, I've been like, you know what? I'll sit through this boring ass movie.
Oh, yeah.
I'm fine. Oh, that's the motive? Cool. Instead of the lovey-dovey shit, what the fuck?
Yeah, and I'm telling you, like, it didn't make sense why a boyfriend and girlfriend would be so, like, involved with one another. But if they were a married couple, then it's like, oh, of course the guilt is all going to be there. And then lastly, character design, the creature design, rather. The ones with just, like, the armless kind of torsos and the legs that end up, like, spewing.
Yeah.
So in the game, they're supposed to have, like, a zipper on the front and a zipper on the back because they're a manifestation of Mary when she died. It's like her in the body bag. Evidently that's how he like saw her and stuff, but none of that. They just went for like some weird fleshiness.
Even the nurses
Didn't work.
Were like a little off.
Yeah. Man, it was just so rough, and like certain things that didn't need to be computer generated, like those creatures, it didn't make it work. And like I said before, it feels like you're in cutscenes.
I feel like
all
we're
over the
giving
place.
this movie too much energy right now, like too much of our thoughts.
All right, so I hated the movie. Any last words about this movie before we move on?
No, don't see it.
Dog shit.
Yeah.
There's nothing redeeming. You can't even like laugh about
Unless
it.
you want to see Gary the Wig, go ahead, but that's about it.
Or if you want to see discount Jared Padalecki.
Yeah.
I said he looked like a combination of Emil Hirsch from Speed Racer and Jared Padalecki. All right, so moving on to Send Help.
This one is much better. Sam Raimi has come back after his 9-year break of doing horror. And let me just tell you, this was such a palate cleanser after Return of Silent Hill. Amazing.
Yeah, at the end of a long week, too.
Yeah.
So like
Yeah.
that, it cheered me up.
I'm so glad you said palate cleanser because this is literally what I was going to say. So damn you for beating me to it.
You're welcome.
So it's directed and written by Sam Raimi. I think you had said it in your bite size that it's been about 9 years since he's done horror. I don't know if you would chalk this up as a horror, more like a suspense thriller, but it's one of those films that for those who love Sam Raimi, they love his style, and certain movies, like when he was doing the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man 1, 2, and 3, doesn't really have a lot of room to sort of flex his style, because he wants to tell that story. But something like this where people aren't going to be so precious about any kind of, there's no lore or anything to focus on. So he's able to do his thing, and he so perfectly tells the story, as well as it being performed very well by Rachel McAdams and Dylan O'Brien. But I think I heard somebody say that like the third lead in this is Sam Raimi because it has his like fingerprints all over it.
Oh yeah, totally.
With his like Dutch camera angles, his editing style, his use for like ultra violence at times.
The campiness.
Was
great
yeah.
in this.
And it didn't you got to be careful with the use of the word campiness because people might think like, oh, it's cheesy. It's like, no, it happened to work.
Yeah.
In the film, there's a certain Sam Raimi tone where it's on that sort of cusp of being too campy, and it's fun and has like organic comedy. Nothing heavy-handed like a Guardians of the Galaxy or anything like that. So much fun, dude.
Dude, Rachel McAdams and Dylan O'Brien, both their chemistry on set is amazing. That even I was looking up at interviews and everything. Even then, they still are like that. You know, they give that like brother sister very close vibe. But there's a fun fact that Dylan O'Brien, his favorite movie is Hot Chick, and if you remember, Rachel McAdams is in that movie.
Yeah.
So he was quoting that movie to her throughout the whole thing.
Oh, nice.
And she goes, "What are you saying? Like, what are you talking about? Are you okay?" He goes, "No, Hot Chick." And she, in the interviews, anytime she is kind of like, "No, it's not that much of a good movie." But everyone in the interviews is like, even the person who's doing the interview and him are like, "What are you talking about? It's such a great movie," which it is a good movie. But
To add on top of that, I saw in an interview, not an interview, but she was on Graham Norton, right? The British presenter. And she was on along with, I think, Halle Berry and I think Henry Cavill. Or was it Cavill? Did I send that to you?
I think so, yeah.
And they were all just like giving her flowers. Like it was so amazing. Halle Berry, like her bar for love is The Notebook. Mm-hmm. And I think it was Cavill, and he was talking about how much he loved her in, oh gosh, I forget the movie. I'd have to look it up.
Wedding Crashers?
Wedding Crashers. Yeah. Did you see this?
Well, I didn't see the interview, but I was going to say, like, I love Rachel McAdams and Wedding Crashers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they're giving her flowers. But to end on that, the third person who was there sitting next to her was like a comedian. He goes, "Oh, I loved you in Mean Girls."
Yes.
Of course.
But it was so great because it didn't look like she really expected that for people to give her flowers, but they really like took the time to say how much they loved it.
Everyone is giving her flowers, and well deserved, because she has some range from going from those like chick flicks to rom-com, and then I believe she did one with what's his name? He's in 28 Days. Peaky Blinders.
Robert Carlyle's the actor you're talking about, but
No.
Oh.
Peaky Blinders.
Oh, Cillian Murphy.
Yeah, and they're on a plane or something.
Oh, Red Eye. Yes,
Yeah.
I love Red
Yeah.
Eye. Doesn't get mentioned enough.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and like her range within all this, I'm just like, nah, give her damn flowers.
Game Night. You ever watch Game Night?
Yes, I've
That's
seen
a
her
good
in Game
one.
Night. Like seeing her transform.
Although Jesse
throughout
Plemons
this-
stills that.
Oh yes, definitely. Like his little like poodle or his Pomeranian. But seeing Rachel McAdams like transform throughout this film from like this meek pushover coworker, which I think we all have a coworker like Linda Little, or at least we have, or like an amalgamation of people that have her traits. And then just kind of seeing her being more confident, more ruthless, and literally turn more beautiful when there's like a scene where she's like in that waterfall.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm digging this.
Yeah.
Like,
Sun-kissed hair and just walking around in the bikini or whatnot. There's like twists and turns that you can expect in a Sam Raimi film. I do want to say, like, you know, if ever people are Sam Raimi fan, like obviously you have like the Evil Dead movies and the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man trilogy, but there's one that I thought was good, and we revisited back a couple of years ago, which is Drag Me to Hell, which is more of like a cult classic kind of.
yeah.
And I was like, oh man, that one's a hard miss, because I forget what about it. I was like, it just didn't work as far as the story. This felt like a redemption for Sam Raimi. Like I had so much fun with it.
You don't mean it was that goat that got you out of it?
Oh, the goat was in that.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
The goat that was like calling, I forgot what's her face. You black-hearted whore. Like in that goat voice.
So it's like Sam Raimi knew what worked back in the day and what didn't work, and I feel like he perfected his style with this movie.
Oh yeah, definitely. Oh, and the other thing too that I loved is just I'll say that there's a fourth character, I guess you could say, in this movie, the facial expressions of Dylan O'Brien and Rachel McAdams throughout the whole movie. Oh my
Man.
God. Like
Yes.
so many like of those like weird, awkward moments, and you're just seeing their expressions. I'm like, no dialogue, but it's all in there. It's just became its own character.
I'm
Its
actually,
own language.
and as much flowers as we were giving Rachel McAdams, I'm actually going to give that one more to Dylan O'Brien. I didn't know what to expect from him. I'm not familiar with him as an actor, but you know, when you're playing like an over the top kind of douchey CEO guy, you have the possibility of going too over the top and, you know, not having any kind of redeeming quality to you. But this guy managed to know when to hit the douchey qualities, to reel it in, to ground it, what little facial expressions and like laughs to use to let you know when he's being genuine or not. I don't know if that was more of the director and writing choice or more of him as an actor. Whatever it may be, I got to give him a fucking 1,000% credit of him knocking it out of the park. I mean, your scene partner is Rachel McAdams. That's so hard. The bar is set high, and it worked more than I expected. I really loved this guy. So if he comes out in anything else, like sign me up. I'm on board.
Yeah, he's in Maze Runner.
That's just what I mainly know him from. So I've never watched those movies, so I was like, okay, I don't know what to expect. He's just gonna be the douchey corporate boss, but there was more to his character.
I don't know him besides Maze Runner, and I think I'm gonna bring up my Swiftiness in here. Taylor Swift made a All Too Well music video. It's like 10 minutes or something, but it's like a short film, and he played the guy in that. And even that one, I'm just like, I'm not gonna lie, I think I might go see Maze Runner because of that performance that you did there. That's all I gotta say. I'm putting my Swiftiness away. Bye.
It's so funny because, like, as far as these last two movies, right, Sandhalp and Iron Lung, which they're, both kind of technically take place in like one set piece, if you will. And so you got to think, well, where can the story go? Yeah. Oh, it goes some places. There are some twists and there are some turns and things where it actually had me gasping at certain reveals.
Oh yeah,
like it really was an experience. It almost felt like old Hollywood, where you're not relying on some big franchise thing and you're just having a bunch of fun telling a very unique story to get like a certain reaction. It was a thrill. It was just a complete thrill to watch. We laughed, we gasped, we awed, we oohed, we winced at some of like the violent scenes. That's very Raimi.
Mostly laughed.
Yeah. And then winced at some of like the very gross things, which knowing Raimi, you go, you didn't have to do that, but I guess we gotta, the way Quentin Tarantino is to toes as Sam Raimi is to fluids in people's mouths and faces.
Oh yeah.
I'll just leave it at that.
Yeah.
Does anybody else have anything to say?
No,
this was like the most fun watch that we had during our week.
Oh yeah. So. Especially like standing out from like all the fucking January things.
Oh yeah.
All right, now Carlos, I'm giving this one to you. That is the Iron Lung because you're such a fan. So I'll let you set it up.
So Iron Lung, written, directed, edited, and starring Markiplier, real name Mark Fishbach, in case any of y'all were interested. This has been a passion project of his for several years, and this is continuing that trend of YouTubers now getting the chance to make their own feature films. We mentioned Shelby Oaks. There's the Raka brothers from, Talk to Me. So this was all self-financed. He didn't go through any he did have backers, but like it wasn't like a production studio kind of thing. He got to make the movie he wanted to make. So this is based on an indie horror game, also named Iron Lung, where you have a convict confined to this rusty, like piece of crap submarine in this mysterious ocean of blood because an event called the Quiet Rapture caused all habitable planets and stars to just vanish. So all that's just left of humanity is on these space stations and whatever ships are just wandering out in space. So overall, I feel like for the most part, this movie was okay. It just kind of had like a few it was a bit of a mixed bag to some degree. The main thing was like the pacing with this movie. It did take a while for things to like kick into gear. Like I felt like he kind of lingered on some scenes a bit too long, and this runtime was like about 2 hours. Yeah. I felt like it didn't have to be that. It could have trimmed like maybe 20 minutes, and I think that would have been fine.
I agree with that. So me as someone who knew nothing about the indie game or that he was doing this, I went into it completely fresh, completely blind. I think the only thing I had learned and you had mentioned was that it was a video game adaptation, but I didn't know what the game looked like. But knowing that it was a video game adaptation, I saw some of what the mechanics could have been. So then when I did watch a playthrough, I was like, oh, I was on the money with that.
Yeah.
But that being said, one, I didn't know that it was like a PS1 style.
Like old school graphics. Even though this game came out like 4 years ago.
Yeah. I love how the people love that aesthetic. Yeah. But that too, there kind of sort of wasn't really a lot to go on as far as like to make a movie. So it's kind of hard to ruin it, but he stuck to the lore. He stuck to the dynamic of being, sort of blind on the ship, on the submarine, and added so much more to it in ways that was like so fucking creatively different and extremely impressive. I'm peripherally aware of Markiplier. I've seen some of his videos. Love his voice.
Oh, he's got like the
Great
best voice.
But I didn't know that he had really good acting chops.
Oh,
I was so impressed with this that like if Hollywood doesn't fucking cast this guy in something, in whatever top 3 or 4 billing,
He needs to go do audiobooks, and I'm not kidding.
does he do voiceovers? Because there's like another VO guy, Troy Baker.
Yeah, Troy Baker, who's very well known in the like voice acting industry.
And Last of Us, right?
Yeah, he was Joel in The Last of Us, so he definitely has a voice. I think he's done like a couple small things. I just can't remember at the top of my head, but like how I'm gonna like what you were saying about the lore. So yeah, there wasn't like a whole lot to work off of. So he was able to take some liberties and kind of leave some things up for speculation.
Yeah.
And considering that this is kind of a one-man show film, I mean, you do see a couple other characters on screen, but it's very brief. And the only other people he'll interact with is voices that he's hearing on the submarine. And this kind of like what I was referring to earlier, that this is cosmic horror. So cosmic horror is a very tough genre to kind of work with because it tends to be more like psychological like aspects to it, like like the madness of like existence and infinite darkness. I mean, I don't mean to get all deep and metaphorical. And my thing that I was curious about when I chose like, hey, let's watch this movie was, for me being a fan, I was already familiar with the lore of the game, familiar with Markiplier, but how about for average moviegoers that have they're never heard of the game or maybe even slightly heard of Markiplier? I was really curious to like, how would you guys feel about this movie being a little different than your typical adaptation?
So, he presented it in the movie the way that it was presented in the game. So there's no like straying away from that, which is just, it's a very efficient delivery system of lore and information. I didn't feel completely left out. There were some things to be answered, but overall, the movie dragged a little bit in the middle.
Yeah.
But then once it landed, it finished strong. I think you were talking about like the duration of it, 2 hours. I do feel like it could have been 20 or 30 minutes shorter.
Yeah.
But I do think that it was brave is probably one word to use of him to maintain a slower pace, especially in today's era where people have a very short attention span. Yeah. So he was providing information, but where some of those things kind of went on for a minute or 3 longer, could have been trimmed up and still maintain some of that information. But I just want to reiterate too, the creativity of camera angles, camera movements, shot compositions, lighting, the use of the camera screen on the ship and how that's used, just some of those things to maintain the creepiness and to keep my interest. I was a little bit tired that day, so I did kind of close my eyes for a second or two in the middle, also where it dragged and not a lot was really happening. But again, it made me interested to see the gameplay. And I was like, that's very cool. So I have an appreciation for it now.
I knew nothing about it. I think even both of you were like, yeah, this guy, you should know him. And I was like, does not ring a bell. I'm sorry. The beginning for me was very slow, which was kind of in a way losing my interest. But then opposite of him, the middle was where it got me because I'm like,
okay.
At that point, I'm like, oh, okay. Because like, sometimes movies will lose you in the beginning. And maybe later on get you, or like vice versa. For me, it was the beginning slow, middle got me because I kind of had more context to it.
Yeah.
And then after that, I was like, okay. It was giving me a little bit of like, is he okay being stuck in this thing?
Yeah.
And I started kind of like, I think that's when I started to fidget more in my seat because I'm like, is this all? Is this like what he's doing? But I mean, making this movie and then doing all that and then just having like no studio backing you up, but still in theaters, like that's pretty badass.
It's impressive.
So, kudos to him. The fact that his movie was like for what a day, like number one. Also, kudos because it just makes you feel like you're doing something good and right, like you did something right for yourself. So I think it was a good movie. Just I don't know nothing about the game.
And in regards to like the YouTubers making movies, he did succeed where Chris Stuckman, essentially failed. Great swing on Chris Stuckman, but overall, like that movie didn't really work. And there was none of those sort of like amateur inconsistencies the way Stuckman had.
No.
But in this movie, I was so impressed on how he fleshed certain things out and filled in those respective gaps.
Yeah.
Let alone just his performance alone. Just impressed, very, very impressed.
So what I alluded to earlier, that he already has experience in directing and writing and acting. So on his YouTube channel, he did 2 projects, Heist with Markiplier and Markiplier in Space. So those are interactive movies.
Oh.
So have you guys ever seen Black Mirror,
Balderdash?
Bandersnatch?
Whatever.
But it's the one with Will Poulter, like
Yeah.
so where movies.
I confidently was like Balderdash. It's a fucking game. No, that was awesome.
Yeah,
that Bandersnatch thing.
So kind of like where the scene's playing out, and then you have an option like
Choose your
to
adventure.
branch off. So he does the same thing on both of these, where
Wow.
it was all on YouTube. And so he already kind of built up that confidence and those skills and that experience doing these 2 projects.
Well, dude, the balls and like mental gymnastics to make a choose your own adventure,
Yeah.
the logistics of that already is complicated. What does that that storyboard / murder board look like?
And also, like, here's like a couple trivia facts with this movie. So this movie now apparently officially has the most amount of fake blood used in a film.
Nice.
Well, good job,
So
Markiplier.
80,000 gallons. But guess what movie
The Shining.
it beat to hold that record? No. This is kind of related to Sam Raimi.
Drag Me to Hell?
Evil Dead 2013 had the record.
Oh,
of the
because it
most
was
fake-
raining
because
blood.
of the
Yeah.
rain. That movie had 70,000 gallons.
Yeah.
So it beat by like 10,000 gallons.
Oh,
So, but,
Solid.
But I mean, it justifies given like, the setting of the film.
so it's twice he kind of beat Raimi in the
Yes,
weekend.
he
That's
got
awesome.
to beat Raimi twice. And the other thing, you guys remember that Five Nights at Freddy movie that
Yeah.
came out a few years ago, the first one. So he was originally supposed to cameo in that film. He was supposed to be in the opening scene with like that security guard.
Some other YouTubers did, or
Other YouTubers
Yeah.
did, but he was kind of like the main one because he also did playthroughs of Five Nights at Freddy's.
Okay.
Like he's covered like all the games, but he couldn't commit to it because he was busy filming Iron Lung. Because this movie was completed 2 years ago.
Oh, wow.
But it took him such a long time to figure out distribution. So originally it was going to have a limited release, but somehow he managed to negotiate with like the big chains and it got a wider release.
Nice.
Can I just say, and then
Yeah.
we'll move on to our penultimate segments. Can I just say that with a budget of $3 million, and he made his money back 3 times,
Yeah.
for him to actually figure out the distribution, and a movie like fucking Frankenstein didn't get a wide release. What the fuck does that tell you? Like about like the studios themselves and having
Tells you
faith.
Netflix shouldn't be touching shit.
Oh yeah, man. I was trying to be on board with Netflix, but I hand to Markiplier. This is super awesome. So let's put a number on these things with our penultimate segment that we call Why Just Tea Gets Fresh. Every other episode, we alternate going back and forth on guessing the Rotten Tomato critic and audience score, as well as giving our own personal rating from 0 to 100, 69 and below being rotten, and 70 above being fresh. It's whose turn is it again?
It's my turn.
You're telling us to guess, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
so-
we're guessing, me and Elvis.
Yes. So we're going to start off with our favorite film of the week, Return to Silent Hill.
Hey, fuck you, man.
What you got,
Oh my
Elva?
god.
I give it a 10. I think critics give it maybe a 10, 18, and then audience maybe a 30.
Okay.
All right, I'm giving it a 15%, so very rotten. I think this is the one that I knew what critics were giving it, but I think I forgot, and I ended up just putting 20%, and that the audience gave it I'm guessing audience gave it a 40.
Okay, so you guys were kind of close. So Alva, you're right on the money.
Yeah.
Critics gave it an 18%
Yeah,
rotten.
there you go.
So
I need a
but-
fart button.
Isaac, you were way off with audiences. I think you were thinking audiences were being too, because that's just being too generous.
Could you pull up the reviews for audiences, by the way, in the
audience
chat?
score for Return to Silent Hill, 29%.
Okay.
Yeah, so you were giving them way too much
A little
credit.
too much credit. Well, again, you saw the people that were cosplaying. And
Oh
everything
yeah,
like that.
it has its. I'm sure there's some that'll probably like it to some way. I don't know how, but
No, usually, and we'll go into the next movies, but just real quick, usually in movies promos on social media, there's always bots in the comment section be like, I like this movie. This movie is good. Blah, blah, blah. Boy, oh boy, people were very honest about this movie. They're like, it was terrible. I wish I could have get my money back and all that other stuff. And then they switched it up on their whole ad campaign on their posting, and they put, what'd you think about this movie? Wrong answers only, so that the comments would say, love the movie, great movie, because opposite day, it's fucking tanked.
Yeah. The post that you sent of those comments, I'm like, I'm not going to let anyone bully me into hating this film. It was phenomenal. Jeremy Irvine was the perfect casting choice. 5 stars, 4.5 stars.
It's the reverse.
The haters just don't get it. But I do have my letterbox open right here.
Okay.
nice.
Mostly one stars, maybe 1.5 stars at best. I want to silent kill myself.
Oh man.
Bringing my nerdy Silent Hill loving boyfriend to go see this felt like bringing a baby lamb to slaughter.
Boy.
I feel bad for that boyfriend.
Yeah.
The hill was silent, but the wig was loud. Return your ticket to Silent Hill.
Yeah.
Oh.
I feel like we should have been standing outside going, watch Silent Hill, don't watch it.
It can't be that hard to follow the game, bro.
Bingo. Ding, ding, ding.
Okay, one more. Are you Angela? No, I'm Mary. Are you Laura? No, I'm Mary. Looking at Eddie, let me guess. Are you Mary too?
Wow.
All right. Well, in case the kid didn't figure it out, we can't recommend that movie.
No, not
right.
at all.
Send Help.
Send help. Isaac, you want to go first this
I'll go
time?
first.
Yeah.
I'm giving Send Help a 95%. There's very little that could be tweaked or worked on. All of it fucking worked. I think critics loved it at a 95%, and I think audiences loved it at a 90%.
Okay. Elva?
I give it a 95. I'll give it a 96. I think critics, I'm going to go ahead and say 93, and audience maybe at a 95.
All right. So for the most part, you guys were on the dot. So critics gave it a 93%.
Hell yeah.
Now, audiences, I was a little surprised. Close, but at 87%.
Okay, I'll give them that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not mad about it.
Yeah, that's fine.
But it's still highly rated.
Yeah.
So good job, guys. And now we're moving on to Iron Lung.
Okay, so I am going to give Iron Lung a 80 for effort and for everything, all that. I think maybe critics give it maybe a 75. I'm not so sure, but I'm pretty sure audience might have given it like an 85.
I'm going to float somewhere around there. I'm actually going to give it personally a 75%. I know the budget was low, and I'm really impressed with what he did with that budget. I didn't even mention, by the way, the CG, the visual effects look impeccable for a small budget film. But, there are still things that could have been done to sort of elevate it. But 75, I feel like, is strong for, an indie film, or if that's what you want to call it. I think that the critics gave it a 70%, although I have a feeling I'm wrong about that it might be lower because critics be critics. And I'm going to say that the audiences loved it at an 80%.
So again, partially right. So critics were not too fond of it, 50%.
Okay.
Right down
All right.
split. And then audiences were much more forgiving, 89%.
Right on.
So
Cool.
Audiences
Understand that.
There you go.
dug in more. So there you go.
So that's what we thought about them movies. And now we move on to the last segment. It's our trivia game where we are now doing a 3-round thing. And we're picking up where we left off. Who won last time? Carlos. Right?
won.
Okay, son of
Yeah.
a bitch. And we're going to be paired up. It's going to be Alva Carlos.
I'll go first, yeah.
Yeah, Alva Carlos. And then whoever wins that round, might be Carlos, is going to get paired up with me. And we'll go around until we finish those 3 rounds. If you're not familiar with this trivia game, we are guessing a movie based upon 5 clues. And those 5 clues specifically are actors in the movie. And if you guess it at the first guess, you get a total of 5 points, 4, 3, 2, 1, or 0 points. And the way this version works is that Carlos will get first take at the guess, but Alva can come in with the steal for it. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right. For 5 points, Danny Trejo. This is Carlos's first guess.
Desperado.
Alba.
Just hold on.
For 4 points, Ving Rhames. Carlos.
Blood and Blood Out.
Was he in that?
Yeah.
Lilo and Stitch. I don't know.
Lilo and Stitch.
For 3 points, watch this. John Malkovich.
Oh, Con Air.
All right.
Yeah,
all right.
there you go. So mark it that he has 3 points.
Put the bunny down.
That's why I was joking with you earlier when we were doing show prep.
Right.
And you're like, like Nick Cage. I go, why'd you say that?
It's like, just because that was just an example, but.
Oh, did you put the bunny down?
Okay.
So now it's me and Carlos.
Grr. All right. For 5 points, we have Antonio Banderas.
Desperado.
No.
Puss in Boots.
No. That's
That
a good
would've
guess.
been
That's a good
number
guess.
I
I
went
would
with the
have
same
taken
guess.
Shrek as well. For 2 points, Tati Gabrielle.
Oh, no guess.
Baby Girl?
No. For 3 points, Sophia Ali.
Shit. That's not the title. No guess.
Shit is not right.
Antonio Banderas. I don't know if I can name any other movie that he's in other than like the Mariachi.
No.
No, he's on that one. That's
I'm surprised no one said Spy Kids by now.
Is this Spy Kids?
No, I said I'm surprised no one has
I'm like,
guessed that
spoiler.
one.
Oh, yeah.
For 2 points, Mark Wahlberg.
Oh. I can't think. No guess.
The Happening?
No, it's not happening here.
No, it's not.
For 1 point, Tom Holland.
Tom Holland.
Dr. Doolittle?
No.
Tom Holland.
He voiced the dog in that movie.
Wouldn't RDJ for 1 point? I can't even name a title with Tom Holland.
What?
You can't name a Spider-Man.
No,
Yeah.
but it wouldn't be Antonio
What's
Banderas.
not?
You said Antonio Banderas,
Yeah.
right? Is it Spider-Man?
No.
You led me. Hold on. You led me down there.
Uncharted.
Oh, okay. I
Holy-
They were
forgot
all
that
on the
movie.
poster.
Oh my God! He's
I forgot
the bad
that
guy.
existed.
Yeah.
Carlos.
I'm not an Uncharted fan. I'm sorry.
Okay, so since he has more points, then we swap it back to you two's. Mm-hmm. All right, you guys ready for this one? This is the final round. So Carlos got 0 points in that one. All right, you ready for this?
Ready.
For 5 points, Jonas Armstrong.
No guess.
No.
For 4 points, Brendan Gleeson.
Peter Rabbit?
That was Brendan Gleeson, not Donald
Oh,
Gleeson.
damn.
Paddington 2?
I don't know if he was in there. For 3 points, Bill Paxton.
Oh, no, I got nothing.
Twisters?
That's wrong on both of those.
Well, I tried.
Okay, we ready for this? For
Yeah.
2 points, Emily Blunt.
Gulliver's Travel?
Bill Paxton died before Devil Wears Prada, so... Not Devil Wears Prada.
No. And for 1 point, Tom Cruise. Oh, Carlos.
Hold on. Edge of Tomorrow.
There it is. I knew you had to get it.
You got me with the Bill Paxton. I was like, shit, now I gotta go back.
Go back to
Yeah, I was like, shit.
pre-passing. Damn. That was a little tough for me.
That was a tough one, but also workable. Like when we randomize these, sometimes I go, they're never going to guess this one. And we nudge it up one. So that's that. Anything last things to say about these movies, the trivia? Do we still like doing this?
Go watch Sun Help.
Yeah, Sun Help's the best film.
Yeah.
So go watch it. Go support it.
I did want to take a quick moment because yesterday, as of this recording, this is not kind of ended on a somber note, but I think it's worth noting, worth talking about that we did lose Catherine O'Hara at the age of 71.
Yeah.
No cause of death yet, but I don't think it matters right now. It was one of those things that I've seen. We've seen actors pass away this last year, Robert Redford and a couple of other people, and when they're up there in age, it's sad, but it's not completely unexpected. You always want more time with people, especially when you have like Dick Van Dyke, who just celebrated 100 years. Especially when you have an actress who's still doing stuff, who came back after like a couple of years of taking a little bit of a hiatus and still won, like the newer generation's hearts. She was always and will forever be America's mom. Part of the Home Alone thing, where it's everyone's watching it every single year.
Beetlejuice.
Nightmare Before Christmas.
Nightmare Before
Our
Christmas.
Sally.
Moira Rose and Schitt's Creek. Like
Yes.
it's so when I saw the news, I gasped. I've seen other actors pass away and nothing really hit me. You know what I mean? I go, that's really sad. What a bummer. And that's that. But this is the first one. This is the first one where I gasped when I read it. I had to confirm and validate and verify the information.
I think I yelled at you, check TMZ, because that would be the only source.
Yeah.
And everyone was sharing, oh my God, did you hear about this? And I was physically just torn about it. I was just laying there tearing up, and I couldn't believe it. You know, because we weren't done. The world wasn't done with Catherine O'Hara.
No.
And she wasn't done with the world. And you know, still had left behind such an amazing legacy. And there isn't an interview or a speech or a performance that she isn't like captivating hearts. You know, so I just wanted to give her flowers. But, you know, what are your guys' memories of Catherine O'Hara?
Definitely Beetlejuice and Home Alone. I think those two are the ones that stand out the most to me and that I can quote. I sometimes will forget the quotes, but easily that I can relate to. Also, I believe Best in Show.
Yeah.
That's a good one. I like that one. But, you know, having her like loss, I think when you read it out loud and I was just like, you better shut up. That better be a prank or something. Like,
I know. Like, oh my God. I couldn't believe what I was reading that day.
Go ahead.
So for me, I shared this story on my personal Instagram that I went to go see the Nightmare Before Christmas concert that had practically the original actors coming back singing.
Oh, that's right.
Their roles for the songs. So, you know, I got to see Catherine O'Hara on stage singing live as Sally and as one of the trick-or-treaters. So that was a real treat to say, like, yes, I did see her perform live, even from a distance, doesn't matter. That was amazing. But I think one thing I'll also add that, you know, kind of really made me realize like how great of an actress she was her role in The Last of Us season 2.
Great role.
Like she you know, that was a more dramatic role. Like that first scene when she's introduced and like giving like that therapy session to Joel, like really just gripped me. Like, wow, like she really does have range. And even then she still had some funny moments, but it's not like she was trying to be funny, like what she been mostly known for, but it just like worked for her character. So like for me, that we're not going to see her play that character again, but just not to get to see anything new from her. Like whatever we have that's already completed, like that's her legacy right there.
Yeah.
And the other thing that was heartbreaking too is you know, seeing her sort of TV and movie children paying their respects to her, but learning that Macaulay Culkin still calls her mom.
Oh, that was just heartbreaking.
Oh, man. Yeah. So rest in peace, Catherine O'Hara.
R.I.P.
Yeah, you will be missed. And I know we're ending it more on a somber note there, but I just wanted to take that time to remember Catherine O'Hara.
This one hit us
big time. So I do want to hear how Catherine O'Hara touched people's hearts and what movies and shows were their favorite, what performances were their favorites, and you could do that on social media at
Why Chesty Pod
on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. You can also, wherever you listen to the show, scroll down underneath. There's a comment section there. And if you want to support us, you can do it on Venmo at
Why Chesty Pod.
We appreciate everybody. We love everybody. Stay tuned for more breakdowns, for more intermissions. And we have a breakdown of, spoiler alert, of From Dusk Till Dawn. And we said we were going to do it, and we're finally doing it because now we have some help to do it.
Yours truly.
Let's hop to it. All right, until then, everybody, let us know what movies on your growing list of films that as people ask you the question.
You haven't seen that?
Adios, guys.
Okay, bye.
Laters.
We're like in some kind of iron lung or something.
But not tuberculosis, though. Uh-oh. Get this man an x-ray.
I think this ocean started its period.